stuff they can do and get away with. You understand?
That's true.
There's nothing morally there to stop them. So they just go all over the place. That creates a degenerate mindset, you see? And that breaks down their civilization from within. See, the myth of racial immunity, that's backfiring on the white supremacists. See, for generations, the white society was fed the idea that whiteness alone granted you status, safety, and supremacy. But the thing is, you ain't getting all the benefits. You got a lot of white people out here broke. They're addicted. They're disenfranchised because you start doing degenerate stuff. You're like, hey, I can smoke all this dope, meth, fentanyl. Who's going to stop me? I ain't going to get in trouble. Hell, police can catch me with a meth pipe. They'll let me go.
And that's how it go. They catch them drunk. Sometimes they escort them home. I've seen those situations. But if it was a other kind or a Negro or Aboriginal or FBA, they're going to take them to jail. I've literally seen situations where a white man was caught multiple times with DUI, drunk, and escorted to the house. And they still allowed them to drive. Not only drive, they escorted these people to the
I can smoke all the meth I want. Look how great and white I am. Now you addicted and strung out in a trailer park. You see, while the real elitist white people are up there counting their dollars while using your dumb ass as a foot soldier. I need the white people in here. Let me talk to you. Because see, y'all let the elite white people finesse your ass. Y'all let them finesse the shit out of you. You got them telling you, well, you guys are one of us. The real problem is the blacks. So we need you to go out here and stomp down on these blacks and really attack them online all day and blame them for everything. And we got your back. So we're going to go over here and count this money and we'll holler at you in a minute. So the elite whites ain't kicking you down with nothing. They're just telling you your whiteness is valuable. And we'll let you be degenerate. If you want to go kill a few people, we'll protect you. We'll let you do that. Well, you ain't gonna get this money though, but you're white. You know, you're not going to be treated like the blacks. So that's a good deal. So the thing is, the promise of racial immunity from consequences, it turns hollow when poor white people start realizing that they're disposable too. You see, because when you have no moral compass, there's no stability. When a group is conditioned to believe that they can do anything without punishment, exploit, colonize, lie, kill, it breeds a society without ethics. And that type of society eventually turns inward. That's what we're seeing now. These people are shooting each other, destroying their own churches and preschools, and they just doing all types of degenerate shit to each other. Without a moral compass, decadence becomes normalized. And then that decay sets in spiritually and structurally. Yeah, this is why they're acting a damn fool out here. See, white degeneracy, it's hidden behind a veil of power. See, white drug abuse, sex trafficking, domestic terrorism, mass shootings are rampant, but it's not pathologized. They're not pathologizing it the same way as dysfunction in black societies. If a black person jaywalks, oh God, that's the fatherlessness in the black community. It becomes we're all responsible for some damn reason. Yeah.
right. We become responsible. That's what they're doing. Anytime white America crime is rampant, which we see the most violent people in America is white Americans. You know what I'm saying? The only threat to white Americas is white Americans. White on white crime is running rampant, but white on white crime is part of white culture. Why is this not being explained and talked about in media?
But see, beneath the surface, white America is kind of crumbling under untreated generational trauma, addiction, hopelessness. And then when power protects dysfunction, dysfunction grows unchecked. And then it consumes the society that hides it. See, that's what's going on now. There's a big old cancer, which is white supremacy, that has grown. And cancer, you can't control where cancer goes. When cancer starts growing, you think you can just throw the cancer on black people. Now the cancer is consuming you. Yeah, the cancer is consuming you. And there's a lot of poor white people who feel betrayed by the white dream. A lot of these people were told that being white made them better than everybody else. And now they watch the elite white people profit globally. You got the big time white elitists who say we're one of you, and oh, I'm gonna throw up the Nazi salute when I get on stage. What's up, Elon? Um, Trump and those guys tell you, oh, we're the same. Oh, we're gonna make America great. We're so great. And then you rank and file white people, you got to go back to your opioid ravaged towns, and Trump is back up there in Mar-a-Lago having mimosas with Elon Musk. So deep down, you know there was a finesse there. Deep down, you know, yeah. And that racial hierarchy, it promised you some prestige, but it delivered poverty. So a lot of people are starting to lash out in confusion and hatred. You know, there's only so much of that Negro hating they can promote. They'll let you do your little Negro hating, but you realize, hey, we don't have you living in that trailer park. It ain't us that got you in that trailer. Holla at them white elitists who got you in there eating a jelly sandwich and then took your job and sent it overseas. Yeah. See, being the establishment while still suffering, that creates cognitive dissonance. See, a lot of white people are taught that you are the establishment. But when you don't experience the wealth, status, or ease associated with that power, you feel cheated. And then
Right.
that anger, it turns on your own community. Yeah. Because you can't get to the elite white people. See, you can't get to them. That's why they let you target black people. And you get to go at other people within your community. You got to go after soft targets. See, that rage is misdirected. You know? But you're not going to have it go to the top of the pyramid. Now, one dude, that Luigi dude, he did go at one of the top cats. He waited outside that hotel and got that insurance cat and popped him. That's why they were cheering him. That's why he's being treated as a hero in white supremacist society to a certain degree. He went after a top cat. And I'm not saying that's cool. I'm just talking from a social political standpoint to let people understand how socio-psychological politics work. But see, the collapse of white morality, it signals the decline of empire. See, historically, once the dominant group,
That is true. That is true. And now they're singling out the degenerate class. Shout out to everybody that's listening in on Smoke Signal Channel. If you're listening in on Smoke Signals Channel, we're gonna be live over here on Big Aboriginal Power Channel. I'll see y'all in a second. We're gonna end it over there on his side in like 10 minutes. So make your way over here.
and an empire starts rotting from within due to arrogance, decadence, internal decay, collapse is imminent. And I think they know this. So the moral authority of whiteness is fading. And then with it, the illusion that this system can sustain itself. See, when you sell the soul of a nation for unchecked power and impunity, eventually the structure falls. And again, white supremacist society, it's rotten from within. Yeah. Because see, they delivered nothing to the white rank and file white people. They've not delivered anything. Because white supremacy is a royal lie for the masses. See, white supremacy is it's like a caste monarchy, where all the white people are told that they're above all the non-whites, even if you're broke and powerless. So that illusion binds them to a system that don't actually serve them. Yeah. And skin color becomes its currency, but it's a false currency. They'll give you currency. They'll let you get away with degeneracy, just like with Kyle Rittenhouse. I always say, white people got $1 billion worth of whiteness. They'll let you get away with some shit. You know, it's like insurance. We're not going to give you no money, but we'll give you a good defense. We'll give you $1 billion defense. So we're not going to let you, get punished. there's a glass floor. We're not going to let you go beyond this part of the glass floor. Like the black people, we're going to put them under the glass floor. But you white people, you're not going to be on the top, but you ain't going to be on the very bottom. We'll make sure you don't fall to the very, very bottom. And some of you guys are cool with that. So they use your color as currency. Whiteness is sold as a form of social wealth. But see, a lot of poor whites, they learn that their skin colors, it don't really pay the bills. Yeah, you can go out there and ambush a black person here and there and hopefully get a GoFundMe if your lie is good enough. But yeah, you can't really pay your bills like you need to. You can't buy homes. You can't provide safety nets. So that contradiction, that creates a psychological instability and resentment. Yeah, you're told you're the establishment, but you ain't got no power. The poor whites, you see yourself as part of the dominant society with your little MAGA hat on, but yeah, you can't get up there to Mar-a-Lago. And we see some other white people are trying to, they didn't try to get at Trump. They didn't try to bust on Trump because they realized how powerless they are. Yeah, they tell you you're part of the dominant structure, but you're a foot soldier. But at the end of the day, you don't get to control anything. You don't get to control the banks, the media, the economy. That's why they always whine about the Jews. When they say, "Oh, the damn Jews," that's what they mean. Well, the people who's running the money are the Jews. Then they want us to join in on that argument. No, that's a you problem. It's
You
like
guys supposed to be mad at them damn Jews too. They're taking all of our money. They're doing us all wrong, brother.
a couple of people who hit up a bank and then they go to the bank and complain that one of them ran off with all the money. No. See, the thing, degeneracy becomes the default outlet. See, with no accountability, no purpose, no resources, these poor whites, they start spiraling into addiction, violence, and extremism and self-destruction because the only thing the system gave them was permission to implode. It just let you be as degenerate as possible without consequences. It's not really a good deal. Yeah. So that breeds a lot of contempt for others and themselves. And then that rage, it starts turning inward. And they hate that the system failed them, but they can't escape it. They hate non-white people who they were told they were above, but now you see black people doing better than them. So they have to sit up here and they get into this black trauma porn. They sit up and watch hood videos all day to make themselves feel better, watching World Star and fight videos in the hood and try to tell themselves, well, I'm doing better than that. You got to soothe yourself with black trauma porn. And then when you see how black people are really living, most of it, we ain't living all gutter like that. And some of us are very well to do and doing pretty good. When that really triggers them.